Good morning and welcome to Vlogmas day 15. I am just a little bit rushed this morning. I do have a fun-filled day ahead of me and I really should start preparing for it. But I just wanted to show you what I have been making since we last spoke. So last night I had made the decision that I wanted to knit on my blanket, my baby plate from Aftenstrik. And I did. And I actually I made a fair amount of progress on this. As I've said before, this is a slow going project. I just want to hold the needles here because I am obviously mid-row. But yeah, it is slow going. That's a quality of this project, to be slow and calming and soothing, and just what I needed last night. I did have to rip back a couple of times because as I started the second of the stripy sections, I wanted to check what color to add, because what I had pulled originally was these 4 colors, and I already put in the white. Then I wanted to check these 2. I was uncertain about them, so I wanted to check. I thought, oh, the light gray is almost white. That'll probably work. It did not, because if you take a really close look at the main color, maybe you can see that it's twisted. It's a twisted yarn, as most yarns are. And one strand is almost white and one strand is light gray. So the almost white matches this color exactly, like exactly. And then there is some contrast in the gray strand, but not enough. This just disappeared. I ripped it back and I started with this one. And again, if you take a close look, the gray part of this strand actually matches this color. And again, I thought, now there's going to be contrast. So I knitted and I had to rip it back. So what I did was I made the decision to only go with these 2, the white and the dark gray. And that'll be it. Those will be the 2 contrasting colors in my blanket, because these have sufficient contrast. And actually, I also have a brownish color in the Puna. Maybe I'll add that. I'm gonna figure that out. I should actually find a ball of the brown and put it in my knitting bag, because today first I have a lunch date with a friend. Then after that, we're gonna go to a coffee shop and meet up with hopefully a lot of happy knitters. We're gonna hang out for a couple of hours and just enjoy knitting company. And following that, I am going to my mother-in-law for dinner. And while the blanket project is too big, it's just too much to be carrying this big bag around all day, I can keep this in the car and I can bring it in when I go to my mother-in-law. So I think I'm gonna go find a bowl of the brown Puna and add it to the mix so that I can try to put in that stripy section tonight. Of course, I'm also gonna need some knitting for the lunch and especially for the knitters meetup. And I have been going through my projects. I don't want to bring my crochet because it requires me to count on the first round. It requires me to pay attention to what I'm doing. I cannot crochet without looking at it. So that's not a good project for this. The obvious choice would of course be my socks, but I'm not feeling socky today, which is a weird thing to say, but I don't want to knit on socks. What I have decided to do is actually bring my pistweg scarf, the scarf that I am knitting in all these different red, golden, green, brownish colors. I don't have a lot more to do on this. It's supposed to end up at roughly 2 meters, and now it is around 150. So I have half a meter to go, which should get me through the afternoon. Also because I know that once we meet up with these people, I'm not going to be sitting and knitting. I am going to be all over the place, chatting and looking and finding inspiration and whatnot. So I'm pretty sure that this will actually keep me entertained throughout the afternoon. Because I don't want to bring something that is big. I'm going to be walking around. I don't want to bring the basket that I keep it in. So what I did is I pulled a handful of colors, the main color obviously, and a handful of contrasting colors. And then I'm just going to place those in a smaller project bag and bring that along with me. This one, for sure, I can keep that in my purse. Also, this project bag is a gift from my friend Kitten, who is gonna be there today. I'm gonna meet up with her. So I think that's really nice. Yeah, this is what I'm bringing for the afternoon, and then the blanket for the evening, which is in a matching bag. So there. I have already opened my advent of the day. I have already crocheted up the hexie. I did that while I was editing yesterday's Vlogmas. That's done already. I am just, look at me going at it today, huh? But yeah, that is a beautiful tealish green color. I started to knit a cardigan with this yarn. I never finished it. It was very green. But working with this yarn again, it is yak. It is so wonderful, and I actually think I'm gonna rip out the cardigan and repurpose the yarn. I did hold it with some mohair, so it's gonna be truckloads of fun undoing that, but you know, it'll be fine. It's a beautiful color, for sure. And the hexie is, as always, pretty, and it'll go perfectly with the blanket. I didn't steam block this. I did steam block the hexies that I had from the day before yesterday, and I steam blocked the hexie from yesterday's advent yarn. So I now have 5 more hexies to add to my blanket. That is not happening until tomorrow. And then tomorrow, I think I should probably start making some more hexies, because I am determined to finish my blanket. What I really want to do is finish it on December 20th, because then I'll have 21, 22, and 23 to crochet the border around it. It's probably not going to take that long, but knowing myself, it's a good thing to have 3 days for the task. I know that I'm not going to get anything done on the 24th. That is a full day. But yeah, I want to snuggle with a finished blanket on Christmas Day. So the next couple of days, it's going to be hexies, and also some gifts. I still have a couple of gifts that I want to be making. But yeah, that was the plans for the day. I don't need to show you the blanket because, again, I didn't add anything to it. So I'm just going to put that in here. It lives on a shelf here in the kitchen. It is too big now to be living in the basket with all the scrap yarn that I am using for it. So I am gonna pack my bag and be on my way. I am on my way in the pouring rain, and I have all my knitting with me and on me. More about that later. And as I'm driving, I am listening to the great Christmas Knit Off, a wonderful little Christmas novel that is, I am enjoying every second of it. So yeah, all is good here. Knitwear of the day falls in no less than 3 sections, because I am wearing, as you have seen earlier, my Palazzo sweater. It has this really nice lace up on top. It kind of disappears here because I'm all bundled up. But then I'm wearing my Advent cowl, and over my jacket I have my cozy, comfy cardigan. This is a cardigan that I knit a couple of years ago. It is big. It's more like a jacket, and that's actually how I use it. I use it on top of either a blazer or a leather jacket, jean jacket, something like that, just to give me a little extra warmth. This one, I actually have a free tutorial on YouTube on how to make it. I don't have a pattern per se, but again, free tutorial, and I am gonna link it in the description box below. In front, it's a simple cardigan with some stripes and a little bit of color work, but on back, and I don't know that I'll be able to show, we have joy peeking through. I don't know that it's showing properly. I will insert a photo if it's not. But now, off to lunch with a wonderful knitty friend.
Christmas lights are all around. I can see them now. It's like they spell your name. It's insane. Now we're back here once again. Holidays and cheer. But now I got my eye set on you. I'm not gonna play it safe. I'm not gonna play it safe. It's going down on Christmas Day. 'Cause I've been trying to tell you in every way. Yeah, I've been trying to show you, but somehow failed. I wanna have someone to hold. Walking through the falling snow. I've been trying to tell you in every way.
I am home again. I am all filled up from a wonderful day. And I'm going to talk a lot more about the day tomorrow. I'm too tired now. But tomorrow I'm going to show you the wonderful and amazing gifts that I've been given today. Tonight, I just want to show you the knitting that I've been doing throughout the day, which is way more than expected. I did bring my pistweg scarf, and I finished it. All I need to do now is grafted together here at the end. And then I'm gonna block it and it is ready. Also, I got a chance to pick up my blanket, my baby plate from Aftenstick. Oh, cookies from my mother-in-law. We went to her place for dinner and she had made some of my favorite cookies, Kleine. I think I've also seen them in Germany and in the other Scandinavian countries. These, you boil them in fat, I think, basically. They are delicious. I'm gonna have one of those. But yeah, the baby plate, I was able to do just a little bit on it, couple of rows. And let me see if I can find, because I actually moved my stitch marker this morning. This morning I was here. So just a couple of rows I've done on it. But yeah, thoroughly enjoying it. And I am torn between continuing knitting on this, adding the next color that is then gonna be this very dark Puna, this one. I have added the white and the gray, and the next color is gonna be this. It's called black, but seriously, it's brown. It's very, very dark brown. But I also want to crochet on my Hexie blanket because that does take priority. I want to finish it. So we shall see what I end up doing. Anyway, I am gonna leave you for tonight. I hope to see you again tomorrow.
Wasting any dreams this Christmas, I've made my wish upon that star. The only dream of which my list consists is to always be wherever you are. This year there will be no praying.